This is the Irontrader. It is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, the API report came out last night, and actually a little bit disappointing. Crude had a build of 4.3 million barrels. Gasoline had a draw of 1.4 million. Distillates had a draw of 3.7, and Cushing had a draw of 0.9 million. Now, again, the EIA report will be out here at 10:30 today. We'll see if it all confirms. Okay, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and at natural gas. And then we'll take a look here at the old Nasdaq NQ, which is pretty much flat today, sitting right up about $5. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, about ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first on the docket here, we have the old Bitcoin going on. Okay, now you can see here what a really nice rally that we've had going on out here off of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And now it's giving the 8-day a little chance to catch up here. Okay, so basically what we have is a little sideways action. You can see how the 106.270 here now, that price channel is coming across, which is fine. Okay, because what we did is we had this nice good rally, and then it had a little consolidation, a little bit more consolidation, more consolidation, and now we're just going to go a little consolidation here so far. Now, yesterday what we had is an inside day, and so far today we have an inside day. So on the downside, this is what we're watching. We're watching yesterday's low. Okay, that's at 101.820. Okay, that's going to be your first support. Then we'll come to the bottom of this candle, 101.60, and then we're going to be looking for this 8-day at 100,075 here. 751, I'm sorry about that. So this here is going to be very, very strong. Now, we need to hold this 8-day, okay? Because that's going to be very, very key on a closing basis. Now, again, if that's lost here, what we do is we'll come right to the top of this candle here. This is that 98,615. And the reason being is because this is where it rallied up, and that's where it broke out of on the top of that candle, okay? Then we come to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 97,350. And then we're going to be running to the top of here. We're looking at 95,640. But this is going to be the big key right here at that 95,365 level. That's going to be very crucial. Now you can see where the 21 crossed over the 50-day, over the 100-day, and now she's rallying right on up here. So that's always a very, very good sign. Reason being is that 8-day is lost. The 21-day will catch it. It's just like in the reverse going on here, okay? So as the 8-day, you broke above the 8-day, where did it go? Right into that 21-day. See how that goes? Right into that 21-day. So if this 8-day is lost, it'll come right back into that 21-day very, very nicely, okay? Now, on the upside, what we want to do is watch yesterday's high, 105,480, and then we want to watch the top of this candle here. That's 106,270. That will be our breakout level. Okay. Now, if we get above that, what we're going to do is we're going to just bring this candle right across here, our price channel right across, should say 106,945. That's going to be your first target, and then we'll come up here. You're looking at 107,485, and then we'll come over top of this candle at that 108,960, which is very, very key. And then we have your breakout up here at 110,150. We close above it. Now, the key is not just spike above it like we had here, but close above that. Then you got that 115 level, 120 level, right in the sights here. But right now here, we just have some sideways action. So let's just trade that sideways action, okay? So what we're looking for on the top is 106,270. And then when the key level on the bottom is 100,758 here. So we're just going to trade this range until she's either going to break down, then we know she's going to go to that 21-day, or if it's going to break up, then we have all these targets going on all the way up here until we get to that 110 level. Now, we're getting here to an overbought condition. You can see that, but we had an overbought condition here in the past, but you never want to really see that, because it's only going to go up for so much. And then what we do is we get this negative divergence here, okay? So we have this high, then we have a higher high, but you had a lower high on the RSI here. See that negative divergence, okay? But right now we just have, it's kind of like an overbought, but showing that it has extremely good strength. Okay, and that's what we're looking for. Your green over your red, looking very, very good here. So again, let's just trade this range, okay? Watch that 8-day on the downside, and we'll want to watch that price channel, 106.27 on the upside. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and we have natural gas. Now, you can see here on the old crude ski here, we had that nice double bottom like I've been talking about, rallied right on up here, and we can't get through this 50-day. Now, the numbers last night on crude was kind of disappointing because you had that build of 4.3 million. People were expecting a draw of over 1.5 million. So again, we have to watch that EIA report to see if how that's going to confirm this whole situation, okay? So right now what we have is just have that inside day. So what we're watching is yesterday's high, okay, at that 63.90, but this is the key level right here, 64.20, that we need to close above. That's going to be very, very critical. If we can get above that, we'll come right to this price channel at that 64.87. Then we'll come to the bottom here at 65.22. That's going to be your next resistance level. Then we'll come up 66.09. And we follow the candles right on up here, 66.33, 67.65. And then we'd be looking for the 100-day at 68.35 level. But again, this 50-day is everything. But you can see how the 50-day is coming on the downside, 100-day on the downside, and 200-day on the downside. But something's going to give here, because as that 50-day goes down, and the 21-day is pretty flat, but that 8-day is curling up here, something's going to pinch and it's going to blast up or she's going to blast down. But right now we have this sideways action. Okay, so you're trading on the upside, 64.21. Okay, we cracked that. This is your next big target, is going to be that 68.35. Okay, on the downside, we're watching the 61.14. If that's lost, we're going to come right down here to this 8-day at 60.50. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. Then obviously, if that's lost, we just follow these candles all the way down. You're looking at 59.89 level here. Okay, we're going to be looking down here at that 57.74 level, and just follow it all the way down, 57.03, 56.39, and then your retest down here at 55.30. But right now, this is looking very, very bullish if that 8-day can cross that 21-day, but you have to get above that 50-day. So right now, we just have this range. Okay, just like we have on Bitcoin. So we want to just trade this range. Okay, so now 52, see, that could go either way. Your green is over your red, so that still shows good momentum. And we have seasonality in play here. So let's just see how this all going to shake out. Okay, now we have natural gas here. Now, natural gas had a really good run here, but now you look and see that we're kind of losing this 8 simple moving average here. You can see how it held it. Did it come down? Yes, but it closed above it. Look how nice it held the whole time. Okay, very, very nicely. That we got as high as that 3.84 level. What we're watching was right at the top of this candle at 3.829, roughly 828. So it came within a penny. Okay, so it came within a penny of it. So it couldn't hold it. And then yesterday we had a lower low, and today we have a what do we got here? 3.57. Yesterday's low was 3.57. So we're sitting right there. Now, if we lose this 3.57 level, here's where the next level is going to be 3.52, 3.48, 3.42, and this is the big boy right here. Is going to be that 3.38, your 21 simple moving average. Okay, very, very nicely. Okay, so that's your downside. And the upside, we have to get back above that 3.62. That's that 8-day. If you can, you're going to be jammed right on up here with this 3.72, your 100-day and your 50-day. Okay, so this is another good range trade. So watch that 50-day, that 100-day on the upside. That's going to be key, and that 8-day. We have to get above it, but that 8-day rolls over, then this is going to push that price right down to that 21-day. Okay, RSI here, 50, that could go either way. Green is still over your red. So we still have a situation here as long as we hold this 21 simple moving average. Okay, so we just want to trade this range, okay, until, you know, it's either going to break low, we lose that 21-day, we come down to the 200-day, or we crack above this key 50-day, and then we can start rising all the way up here to your 3.84 level again. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, now the Nasdaq has had one hell of a run. Now, if you look at all the future chart, this is the Nasdaq. If you look at the S&P, you look at the Dow, they're all pretty much the same thing. We're having a really good run here up off this bottom situation, okay? But yesterday I posted on there at Midday Trading, I put the VIX chart next to an S&P chart, so if you want to check that out. So bottom line is this: when the VIX is high, you want to buy, okay? That's the key. That's what you want to do. I know sometimes it's hard to look at, but you say, oh, I got blood in the streets going on here and all this kind of stuff. And that all sounds good and everything, but that's really the time that you really needed to buy situation, okay? So now you can see here we have this big rally going up here. Now we're getting towards that 70 mark. We're getting to that overbought condition here, okay? So we really don't want to, be fooling around with that too much here. So make sure that you use stops, okay? So green is over your red. That's still looking very good. Now, I'm not saying that this can't rise on up here some more here, but realistically, see where this price channel is. The price is going to want to try to come back into it and let that 8-day catch up. Now, the 8-day crossed the 21-day, the 50-day, the 200-day, and now we're looking for the 100-day. So that's going to provide very, very good support here, okay? So downside, we want to watch the top of this candle here. You're looking at 20,996. We want to watch yesterday's low at 20,818. And then we'll come right down to this 100-day at that 20,523. And then we have your 8-day at 20,456. And then obviously your 200-day at 20,334. That's going to be all your big time support levels are sitting right here. So even if this comes down to this area, and holds it, that could be a good buying opportunity here to get this back up again. But what you need is a little bit of sideways action. Let this work itself out here on the overbought situation, and then we can go higher. Now, say it just starts ripping higher. Well, then we're looking at this 21,346, yesterday's high level, okay? So basically, what we want to look here, 346, 21,386 is going to be next, and then we'll come up top of here at 21,453, and then we can just follow the candles down. Look at the bottom of that, 21,652, and then we'll look to the top. You're looking at 21,813, and then you can venture all the way up here to your 21,229, and then we have your big retest up here at 22,450 level. Okay, but hopefully, we'll have to see how this all shakes out here. But a little sideways action would not be bad. Let's see how it all going to come out here. Okay. All right, that's what I got for you. Now remember, the PPI number will be out here on Thursday morning. That's the producer price index here. We had a really good inflation number yesterday. So let's just see how this all shakes out. So a little bit of pullback or a little sideways action is not going to be, like a bad kind of a thing. Now remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.